In today's lesson, we're going to be taking a look on page Windows 30. That is the Creating and Saving Document lesson for Windows Vista Unit B. Windows comes with an easy-to-use programs called accessories, and there's several different accessories that automatically comes with any version of Windows. The one that we're going to be looking at today is what we call WordPad, and that will allow you to actually create simple text documents. Anytime you open up a program, though, as we discussed in the concepts unit, that the program and its information is temporarily stored in the computer's RAM on there, and anything stored in that RAM is going to be turned off, or you're going to lose it when the computer is turned off, or if for some reason power fails unexpectedly. So typically before you close a program, or I'll always recommend to do this frequently, save your document, and so we're going to be taking a look at that. When you do save your document, one thing you ought to be able to look at is that you need to make sure that you have a good file name for it. And that file name needs to clearly identify the contents of what's inside that file. The great thing about file names is that you can have up to 255 characters. So you can be very descriptive when it comes into naming your files. So you got more than a tweet on there to name your file. And that includes spaces, and you can put letters, numbers, and certain symbols. Some of them you can't use on there, but you can use most of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the directions, and this is going to be the way that, especially when we head into the Word section, how it's going to kind of happen. Follow along in the textbook on page 30, and we're going to complete the steps 1 through 7 on there. So go ahead and be at your desktop. Open up the textbook here, and the first step that tells us that we need to click on our Start button. Now, yours will probably actually say Start on it, but down here I'm going to click on my Start button. Then it tells me I need to point to the All Programs, so I'm going to point to All Programs, and then I need to go to Accessories. Now, Accessories is probably going to be a folder on your Start menu. And I'm going to click on Accessories. That's a left click on Accessories, and notice that here's all my different accessories that we do have, and I'm going to click on WordPad. That's step 1. So this WordPad will open up in a new window, and it will give you a blank document on there. I'm going to maximize this up here so that we can take a look, and you'll notice that flashing is an insertion point, and that's where what indicates where the next letter that you will type will appear. In step 2, it tells us to type to-do list on the first line and then press enter 3 times. So I'm going to type in to-do list, and then I'm going to hit my enter key 3 times. So there's 1, 2, 3. On step 3, it tells me I need to type the text as shown in figure B4, pressing enter at the end of each line on there. This is quite a bit of text, so you may want to pause the video while doing this. But I will go ahead and type this for you on there. And while you're typing this, just remember the one thing that's very important is keyboarding skills on there. While you can easily type with 2 fingers, which is usually one that I see most of the time on there, it is important to actually learn proper keyboarding skills. That way, so you can actually improve up the speed of your typing. And when you hit to the end of each line, don't forget you need to hit the enter key to go on to the next line on there. Okay, and we hit enter on the last line, and that's going to have us there with our to-do list typed on there. Now once we have this typed on there, like I said, this information is being stored in RAM right now. So what we need to do is we need to actually save this so it's saved onto our hard drive. So what we need to do is that we need to click on, first of all, the file. Now this looks a little bit different than what probably your version of WordPad has on there, but there should be a menu that says File. When you click on that, you'll have options similar to these, where you can have New, Open, Save, Save As, Print, and so on and so forth. Anytime you very first save a document, whether you click Save or Save As does not matter. The very first time you save the document on there. We'll talk of the differences of Save and Save As later on, but we're going to go ahead and click on Save As. That means that we're going to take this current document and we're going to make changes. We're going to change the file name on there, switch it to a different location on our hard drive. So that's ultimately what we're going to do there. And then it tells us here that we need to save on step 5. Of course, going back to step 4 real quick, it tells us that we need to click the Browse Folders button in the Save As dialog box. And most of the time you will have this little side menu here, which actually will let you know where things are located at. If you want to save it on the desktop, on there, or the documents, music, pictures, folders on there. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to save this into the My Documents. So make sure it's on Documents. And then notice that this is already selected for us on there, but you want to make sure that that is selected. You may want to click on it and then drag and select that. And what we're going to do is we're going to overwrite this, because by default the name is Document. However, Document really doesn't tell us much about this file. This is a to-do list. So I'm going to type in to-do list. And once we have that, you'll notice in the textbook it says click document.rtf. And in certain versions on there you won't see that .rtf. RTF really stands for Rich Text Format, which you see down here on the bottom. And typically you don't have to type that in every time you have that. So when you're done with that, just go ahead and click on Save, and now your document is saved. And you'll notice that up here in the title bar on there that the name of the file is changed, and of course the program is still the same. Once you have that done, just go ahead and click Close on your WordPad title bar and get back to your desktop. And that is going to be all for this video. So if you need to go through and complete those steps, go ahead and complete them. Make sure that you can complete those steps on there. And then we'll be taking a look at opening the Documents folder in our next video.